how to help with butt pain. In this video, I'm going to be sharing my 3 favorite poses if you're suffering with piriformis pain syndrome. Hi, I'm Helen. Welcome to my channel where I share yoga-inspired movement and conditioning to help you move with more strength and ease so that you continue to do all the fun stuff you love to do for as long as you want, pain-free. If that sounds good, I'd love you to like and subscribe, and we'll get started. Just before we start, if you're suffering with piriformis pain or you think you might have it, I invite you to grab a copy of my free guide, 5 Things You Need to Know to Help Relieve Piriformis Pain, via the link just below. Come onto your back. Bring the soles of your feet together. Allow the knees to drop wide to the side. Relax the arms and the shoulders. From here, lengthen the tailbone and lift the pelvis up. And slowly bring it back down. Inhale again. Lengthen the tailbone, lift the pelvis up. Slowly exhale down. You're going to take around 8 slow repetitions of these butterfly lifts or pelvic lifts. And as you lift the hips up, notice that engagement of the glutes and some other small muscles around there. As those muscles switch on. This is such a fantastic pose to reignite and switch on some of those smaller external hip rotating muscles that might have got a little bit lazy or a little bit weak. Meaning piriformis, poor thing, is doing more work than it needs to. Just a couple more here. It's one that starts off subtle and then quite quickly feels more intense. Hug the knees in towards the chest when you're done. And then place the feet flat to the floor. Number 2, then, bridge lifts. Plant the feet, spread the toes, press the feet down. Again, lengthen the tailbone and peel the pelvis up. Nice and slow, coming up to a comfortable height and slowly replacing the spine gradually back down. So these bridge lifts, so good for connecting and switching on glute max, but also glute medius on the side. So this is a bigger group of muscles, these glute muscles. But also, just as important in stabilizing our hips. These are more of the mover muscles, creating those bigger movements. But particularly in lower glute max and glute medius, those muscles can get quite weak, sometimes tight. And really we want to rebalance the strength, mobility, elasticity of all of the hip muscles to relieve pain from piriformis. Good, so we've done around 8 or for about a minute there, nice and slow, hugging the knees in when you're done. And then number 3, last one for this session, coming onto your side. Stacking the knees, stacking the ankles. Cinch in through the belly, just a little bit so you can feel the spine lengthen and the lower waist lift away from the ground. Pick up that top leg, activate the toes, so spread all the toes. You can lift the ankle slightly more than the knee, but keep it there as you drop the knee back down and lift it back up. Lowering the leg, lifting it back up. So the leg, the ankle, the foot doesn't move. And we'll feel this around the outer hip. Really taking your attention to what you can feel. Though it's been proven that when we focus on the muscles that we want to engage, that we want to work, they do start to work more and more effectively. Good, so you can do half a minute to a minute on one side and then switch. Stacking, lengthen, cinch in, lift. You can take that ankle just a little bit higher. Going nice and slow. Take your hand to the outer hip here. Feel that muscle switching on, working. So even just doing these 3 poses, we've worked quite a lot around the hips, visiting some different muscles, trying to rebalance the strength there, taking load off piriformis. Good, and we're done. Maybe you hug the knees in towards your chest, or you take a little child's pose for a stretch out there. So try those 3 poses and let me know how you get on. Then go and check out my pain-free piriformis pathway. The link is just below. If this was useful, then I'd love you to like and subscribe, and I can't wait to see you next time. Just before you go, if you've really had enough of piriformis pain and you want to get back to enjoying movement and even sitting again, go and grab a copy of my free guide, The 5 Things You Need to Know to Help Relieve Piriformis Pain, via the link just below.